Now, wanting to do the right thing, Homer pops the question, which Marge happily accepts. With no money for a big wedding, they marry in Shotgun Pete's wedding chapel. And the wedding reception is less than spectacular, spending it at a truck stop. And Homer then buys a wedding cake that reads to a whale of a wife. Not the best way to start a marriage. However, Homer does make it up to Marge eventually in later life with a second wedding, surrounded by their friends and family. Wanting to support his new family, Homer applies for any job he can get. He first gets hired and fired from Old Springfield. You ruined our. But after Repo Man repossesses Marge's wedding ring, this was the final straw, and Homer bursts into Mr. Burns' office and demands a job. Homer's trait of ultimately wanting to do the best for his family is a really honourable one that transpires throughout his life. And a few moments later on, he rushes to the hospital just in time to watch Bart be born. And what does the little toad do? He immediately sets Homer's tie on fire. He did that on purpose.
How could he? He's only 10 minutes old.
Age 34, Homer's Barbershop Quartet.
So Homer's technically in his 40s then.
With his interest in hip hop and grunge, Homer is a natural born musician. He is now in a barbershop quartet with Principal Skinner, Barney, Apu, and not Chief Wiggum. And apart from Homer and Barney, this is a group of Springfieldians you would ordinarily see hanging out together, so it was pretty fun seeing that. After their smash hit Baby on Board becomes mainstream, the band are catapulted into stardom. They travel the world collecting Grammys as they go. But their time in the spotlight soon fades as they give way to inbound politics, member changes, and fights until the band soon splits up. At the end of the episode, the band get back together for one last time to perform on top of Moe's bar in a pretty cool moment, turtlenecks and all. Despite his big success, Homer really misses his family and could care less about the awards and would rather be back at home. Age 37, and Maggie makes 3. When Homer receives a paycheck clearing him of all of his debts, he quits his job at the power plant in spectacular fashion.
That's for employing me for 8 years.
He then starts his dream job at the bowling alley and loves his carefree lifestyle. But after some snuggle time, Marge gets pregnant again, and he realizes his bowling salary won't cover 3 kids. So Homer quits his job at the bowling alley and comes crawling back to Mr. Burns. Quite literally. Although Homer isn't the best parent in the world, he always comes through for his family in the end, abandoning his own happiness for the sake of his loved ones. He leaves the best job he ever had to a soul-destroying dead-end job just to provide for his family. We see this again and again, like when he left his amazing life working for Hank Scorpio because his family simply didn't like Cypress Creek. At the end of the day, Homer will always do what's best for his family and not just himself. Age 39, the very long year. Homer's crammed a whole lot in 1 year, from going into space to climbing a 20,000-foot mountain. So I could go through all of the many crazy things this guy did before he turned 40, but that itself would take over 30 years to go through, so let's just mosey on. Age 40, send in the clones. After Marge pleads with Homie to stop his gluttonous way and take better care of himself, he vows to make a change and starts by walking up the stairs, 2 steps at a time. But the overexertion causes him to have a heart attack, falling down the stairs and dying. We cut to a funeral for him at the church, but before being cremated, Professor Frink bursts in and announces that he's made a clone of Homer.
Homer is not dead. I have made a copy.
But the new clone doesn't last for long, dying the very next day after consuming too much potato salad, and so cloned once again and again and again. While cloning might seem very outlandish, cloning has been a very real thing in Springfield for a long time. We have seen Mr. Burns' clones many times throughout the show in regular episodes. Even Mo has some.
I'm not the clone. You're the clone.
Age 46, future drama. Homer and Marge are now separated for the 100th time, but are still bickering. It turns out that Marge divorced Homer after he blew their entire life savings on an underwater home. He is of course still in love with her, but she is now dating Krusty the Clown, who Homer proceeds to strangle, and it seems that Marge has a real type. Now, if you don't get this joke, this is referring to the original plan that Krusty was actually going to be Homer all along, just dressed up to build a connection with Bart, and by the end of the series, Homer would then reveal himself to be Krusty the Clown. This is why, besides the obvious clown attire, they look identical. Anyway, Marge ditches the clown and gets back with Homie, and she even changes her mind about the underwater house. Age 54, Lisa's wedding. While studying at college, Lisa meets a dashing English chap named Hugh. After a small rivalry, they quickly fall in love. Before long, he pops the question and asks her to marry him. But Lisa is worried about him meeting her family, who are a little rough around the edges. Speaking of which, at dinner, Hugh is shocked by their table manners, and Homer demands that he pulls his finger.
I said pull my finger.
Despite his boorish ways, Homer does attempt to make Hugh feel at home by driving on the left-hand side of the road and gifts Hugh with a set of pig cufflinks that he wants him to wear for his wedding day. On the wedding day, Homer talks to Lisa about how important she is to him.
You're my greatest.
Hugh, but when he begrudgingly accepts them, he says that they will never see her family again. Outraged, Lisa says that despite complaining about them, she ultimately loves her family, and that she can't marry someone who doesn't understand that, calling the entire wedding off. Homer and Lisa have always had a really special bond in the show, despite being completely different from each other and not sharing many interests. But Homer's always tried to be a very supportive father to Lisa. He was the only one to believe her about Jebediah Springfield, took a second job to support Lisa's pony, sold his beloved Duck Blimp tickets so she could enter a beauty pageant, and he brought Lisa her very first saxophone. Age 59, death. Again. When exiting a food bank, Homer is gunned by the police, mistaking his sub sandwich for a gun. Although this appears to be the end of the big guy, let's not forget about his many, many clones, always there to save a storyline.
Sweet. Okay, that's just one thing. When I have Sweetheart's roast bites,
I'm not watching Can't. I don't want to watch that shit.
69, Holidays of Future Past.
Oh, okay. So Homer was 70 almost. Homer was 69.
Of drinking cold turkey, and he now spends his days making ships inside bottles.
Smash him all for one lousy beer.
A bit later on, Bart comes around with his two sons, Chip and Skippy, and after Bart finds out that his ex-wife has remarried, Bart asks his father to look after the two boys, which Homer is only too happy to. In the episode, Homer is shown to be a really fantastic grandpa, and you can tell he really loves spending time with his grandkids. He even helps the divide between Bart and his two kids by saying that they should really give him a second chance. In his later years, Homer seems to have learned from his many parenting mistakes with Bart. Homer and his son have always had a really rocky relationship, what with striking the boy with every chance he got. But we can see Homer's consistent growth through the way he sticks up for Bart in convincing his grandchildren to give their father a second chance. Age 70, Days of Future. Homer is once again dead for the 100th time, but this time Frank announces that he's no longer able to bring him back after using up all of his clones.
Oh, you used up all your clothes, you fat, reckless fat pig.
Instead, he was able to download Homer's brain onto a flash drive. Homer now exists as a floating dismembered head on a TV screen. And after decades of wifely obedience, Marge is finally at her wit's end, kicking Homer out of the house. But Homer isn't just confined to a TV screen, as he is sent to a robot body so he can become mobile. A nice touch throughout these episodes is that it shows Homer still being a really great grandfather, letting them chase him around the house, babysitting, and even letting them hit him with baseball bats.
Yeah, open your stance a little there. Oh, yeah.
Aww. At the end of the episode, Homer is now an advanced golden robot, and him and Marge have finally reconciled.
That's a bit of a woo-woo. Indeed.
79. Father and son healing. In a strange turn of events or heightened technology, Homer has somehow got his body back. Maybe Frank found some more clones after all. But
Hey, Z.
got his act together and
Did you see the new picture of the channel?
One senior senator and one chief justice of the Supreme Court.
I just slept there last night before I went to bed. I uploaded the channel so we have something to watch.
Homer always fears about Bart's future, but I think this is a fear mirrored in his own insecurities. Of his fear of
So yeah, I got some
anything
good stuff
in life,
happening.
and so
So yeah, tomorrow I got work. Then Thursday will be our day. We have some fun. So yeah, I'll bring over a movie tomorrow. That's it. I'll bring a movie over, and Thursday's 2 days away. So yeah. So yeah. So we got some stuff happening in 2 days from now. I'll be doing some stuff with you. Now the channel is just a cheap channel that we're just making a cheap channel. The quality's not gonna be that good, but still, who cares, right? I did some funny earlier, but yeah. So yeah, we got things happening. So yeah. Come on, channel, upload. So right now I'm doing videos and stuff to make it easier on us.
Oh, dude, they have no shortage of what we need here.
After the videos are uploaded, I'm gonna take a break and eat lunch and stuff. Then come back in here and do some more upload videos some more. But right now I'm gonna stay on right now until the videos upload. I'll be back and do some real quick.
Bearings, engines, displacements, engines. It definitely says engines. It's advertised numerous times that you could put this in your engine. We're doing it. Yeah, we need the budget ones. We're trying to look for some tray slide material since Chow's Sweet 240 is front wheel drive. So yeah, it's way too thin. We might have to use some metal ones, dude. Yeah, let's grab some of these. Yeah, we'll grab 4 so we can get a few runs in. Dude, this is kind of fast. It's all right, dude. It's all right. It's not that bad, dude. It's like a 240, but front wheel drive. Same bandlights, right? Oh, dude. 240, dude. Hey.
Yeah, so I don't know what I'm doing right now. I can't wait for Thursday either.
Sweet 240, bro. Alright, Torrin's setting you up on the trays here.
Today I'm going to lunch with Dad's.
Is that as far as it'll go?
I'm putting money away for Thursday. Put a few bucks away for Thursday. Put a little extra coin, put a little extra hitty. Wait. If I get paid today or tomorrow, and then or if I get paid Thursday, we'll have like I don't know when I get paid. But whenever if I get paid today or tomorrow, if I got paid today or tomorrow, we'll have a little extra cash to mess with. I'll cash my check and save it for us to use. Won't be that much, but still be a few extra bucks to goof off with. Woo! I can't wait for Thursday either, because we're gonna have fun. I still don't know what we should do, beers or pizza. I'm not sure, but like, so we get pizza, it'd be cheaper. A lot more cheaper than, or we can go to Dad's place. Same price as pizza. So it's up to you what you want to do. Dad's place is just down the road from your house, so it's up to you what you want to do. If we go to Dad's place, it'll be closer. Either way, Dad's place is just it's $3 away from your house. I don't know yet. Pizza or Dad's place, up to you. When we come on Thursday, it'll be up to you what you want to do. Because either one will be fine for me. I don't care.
Oh, there she goes.
Dad's place is cheaper than Mr. B's. I'm just considering that. Okay, pizza. Okay. Maybe we'll go to Dad's place on Friday. Okay, Friday we'll go. Okay, maybe Friday then. Well, okay.
That definitely smells like WD-40.
So we'll get pizza. We'll get pizza Thursday. Maybe Friday. Who knows? It counts if I have money or not.
It says on the can that it will do engines. It says engines, spark plugs, it'll stop leaks.
It stops leaks.
That's it, dude. Yeah, I'll read you everything. Changing gears, dude.
Ooh, I put engine oil in a car.
Tools.
WD-40 in a car.
It says right here, lubricates to allow smooth operation.
Yeah, that's the engine, dude.
Oh, it works for everything.
Power tools. We got this.
I used it on the.
It's gonna run fine.
Oh, after lunch. After lunch. I got plans after lunch, anyways. Not videos. I got a storm rolling fire up at lunch.
Maybe we might even be able to drive it before it pops.
I think it'll drive.
All right, we're going for the start. I'm standing right in Rod territory.
I want to see the temperatures real quick.
It does not sound bad. does not sound bad.
Today's high is 80. Wow. I'll be right back to do something real quick. Okay. So yeah, that'll work out great for us to do.
Like, fine. It's legit, dude. Yeah, it's good. Honestly, can you use WD-40 as engine oil?
Yeah. Yes, you can. Yes, you can use WD-40 as engine oil.
It's starting to smell weird. It is. It is smelling weird.
Okay, guys, I'm back. So yeah, we'll have pizza then. I don't even need my belt on. So yeah. Oh wow. Holy shit! That's scary. I cannot believe they're screwing around with a nice old Ford. So yeah, I'm gonna upload some more videos, guys. So I'm gonna upload some videos and then do some other things later. Maybe I'll take the tail with me to lunch. Who knows? Charge up that one camera so I have it. Who knows what I'll do? So the videos I might have on the camera won't come out until 3 days later. So yeah. Maybe. I'm not counting. I maybe play FNAF today. I'm not sure. Maybe. I might. Not sure yet. Wednesday is a day of. Oh, okay, Wednesday definitely nothing's happening on Wednesday because Wednesday I work and I don't take. Wednesday's not a request day, but maybe I'll do FNAF day. I'm not sure.
Metal surface tension and crawl deep into parts and mechanisms. Use it to oil all kinds of mechanisms like gears, hinges, and chains. It frees stubborn parts from rust and corrosion. Lubricate and protect guns, tools, and stored engine parts.
Those
Deep
cooking.
Creep lasts longer by resisting evaporation and stays fluid under extreme heat for the toughest jobs. Deep Creep, nothing creeps deeper. Ask for Deep Creep wherever auto and hardware products are sold.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
How dangerous are Michigan roads? Ask a biker. Drivers aren't paying attention, and this puts.
I don't ride a motorcycle.
We know.
So maybe. I'm not gonna confirm anything, but maybe FNAF day. But Wednesdays is no request day. Wednesdays. I mean, next week. Okay, I want to tell you guys right now. Next week will be different. Okay. Next week will be all okay. Next week is gonna be kind of wacky because next week I am busy next week. So busy, it's not funny. But rest of this week, I mean, and next week is kind of a busy week for me to do everything I need to do. So next week I'm not taking. So next week, no requests because next week I'm doing work on a different day. So yeah, so next week is gonna be wacky because next week I got lots of stuff to do next week. It's not even funny. I'm so busy next week. It's not even funny. I am so busy. I have to work on a different day. I have to go to work on two. I have to go to work next week, which is odd for me to do. Work on Tuesday, do something else, to do another thing, and that's it. So I'm busy next week, but this week I'm fine. But next week I'm so busy, little to no YouTube channel next week practically. So yeah, this week's normal. Ooh, 45%. Come on, I know this video. I know I can go fast higher than that. Come on, videos. I'll make some videos so I can have some fun. Come on. Ooh, yippee! We're gonna have some videos up. We're gonna have some more videos uploaded soon.
All right, that's it. She's dead. She. 3 minutes, 25 seconds. Oh my God!
That
That
was
was so cool. It exploded. You have the flash now. Oh my God! I still don't know what to do.
This is what everyone wants to see.
Oh my God!
You were pretty much right though. You said 2 minutes. It's 3 minutes. I got it on you.
I thought it was gonna go 10, but I way overestimated.
3 minutes, 29 seconds. Off. Yeah. But it literally went down. Like off.
Yeah, and it was running on fire for a second.
Yeah, it was.
Like,
Yeah.
that was a minute on fire.
Okay, so 2 minutes.
Sort of, kind of, not really. Wouldn't recommend it. But check this out. We are giving away an RX-7 FD. You guys actually get to vote and pick the parts we put on the car. So far, the KBD body kit has won. Right now, live on the site, you can vote for what wheels to put on the car. So click the link in the description, vote on what wheels you want to see on the giveaway RX-7 FD, and pick up an entry so you can win that car. Link will be in the description.
I don't like this. Cop has been pissing a lot of people off lately.
Valvoline's first breakthrough in motor oil.
Okay, here goes the city. They're cleaning stores out right now, so I got
High mileage oil.
problems in a little bit. Yeah.
That
Let me-
is baby oil going into
Yeah, well, don't worry. This week is still a fun week, okay?
Hell yeah. We need the Johnson & Johnson. All right, how much do we need? What's an oil change amount? I'm in 128 ounces for 4. These are 20s. That's 100 right there. And then we have 3 of these. Can we get a cocoa butter on?
Maybe we just have a little cocoa butter in there. Do you really want to know?
Yeah.
We are having.
We are doing some work. You did not buy the Yugo, dude. You did not your hands on it.
3 years ago, I drove all the way down to Atlanta, Georgia to make a video with a certain.
Okay, so yeah, it's gonna work great. Come on, video, upload faster.
For 2 reasons. One, me. But also the car. That particular Yugo was a pile of garbage. More so than most Yugos. That thing was in a special state of disrepair. The engine had whatever less than no power in. It would stall if you even thought about the clutch the wrong way. The shifter was so vague and meaningless, it might as well have been fine art. And the whole car was just gross and hacked together. Shit, there was a light switch hanging underneath the dash to turn on the radiator fan. And it didn't even work. Nonetheless, I drove all the way down to Atlanta to make a video with this car. So that's exactly what I did. And to convey the point that Yugo maybe shouldn't be representative of the entire Yugo population, I kept saying, it's probably just this car. It couldn't have come out of the factory that way. Maybe because those words came out of my mouth, or maybe because I kept repeating that phrase. The commenters.
I mean, Yugos, I know, are not that good. Yugos are not that good of a car, but still, they weren't bad as some of their cars. Some people owned Yugos. Some Yugos are worse than that. So in half an hour, I'm leaving. About half an hour, I'm leaving. After I see this G Little thing, I'm going to leave.
This is probably the most unusual car I've had. Certainly one of the rarest. I don't know how many of these old magnetics are left. Can't be more than a dozen or so in the whole country. I don't think I've ever met anyone.
Dave's will get.
I don't have any what it is. They call it the car of 1,000 speeds. And the magic of magnetism. It's not really magnet. I guess it is magnetism. But it's electricity. Still a bigger mystery now.
It's an electric car. So it's electric like the Baker.
The car featuring today, one of the rarest, most unusual, fascinating, nobody's ever heard of automobiles. My 1916 Owens Magnetic. I've had this for about 30 years. I looked forever to find one, but it just didn't seem to exist anymore. This is a electric car that's powered by a gasoline engine.
It was a
Now,
Prius.
It sounds like, well, it doesn't make any sense. Like just drive with a gasoline engine. Well, it's interesting. You know, in the early 1900s and the late 1800s, there were electric cars. In fact, there were electric cars before there were gasoline cars.
Yeah, and steam cars.
Which you've seen on the show a bunch of times. But battery technology was not very good.
Still today, it wasn't.
Distances. What this is, the gas engine powers an electric generator which runs the car. So you can get mileage, long mileage,
So like a train.
mileage rather, with electricity powering the vehicle. The advantage of this is there's no transmission, there's no shifting. I'm going to explain how this works. It's very unusual.
Like the
There's
Nestle, which could drive.
mechanical connection between the engine and the rest of the drivetrain. The engine, gasoline engine.
Fuck, shit.
And
Full
what you
liter
have
shit.
is, for lack of a better word, almost like a flywheel.
Huh.
Think of a horseshoe magnet going around an armature and creating electricity, and that's what powers this car. So when they call it the magnetic, you go down the road with this weird kind. You know when you put two polar opposite magnets together and they sort of fight each other? That's what this feels like going down the road. There's no crunching of gears. There's no, which was seen as a huge advantage back in the day because a lot of people could not drive a stick shift or the clutch was too heavy. This, you just move this
So
gear
it was automatic.
one quote quadrant to another. I've got a fascinating piece of film.
So it's automatic.
Sent me this. It was filmed in 1916 to explain how the Owens magnetic worked. There's some footage of people in the snow with one of these driving it, but then they show you how the engine actually works, how it makes electricity. Obviously, it's a silent film, but this is 100 and something years old. This film. It was done on nitrate stock. I had it transferred to a digital format so I could put it on a DVD. So I would eventually. Nitrate can ignite like that. It can also deteriorate quickly. So we got something that'll last forever. It's not very long, but just give you some idea of how it works, how it generates electricity. Let's take a look at the engine first. The engine is a Buddha. Now, Buddha was a company. Oh, there are a lot of companies that just made engines. Continental, Beaver, a bunch of these companies.
Huh.
And they were used for everything from running sawmills to powerboats to automobiles. So
Okay, that makes sense. Like that Hercules engine that one car had, the Freeway had.
You've got an autovac, which works as a fuel pump.
Okay.
Your horn here. This is the unit that allows you to use the electric transmission. It says right on it, do not attempt to play with this, see a dealer. Well, I haven't been in the Owens magnetic dealers now for almost 100 years, so we just had to take our chances with that. What's missing here, you'll see it exposed here. That is a air compressor. You put that on there so you can fill your tires if you need to. This car sat for the longest time because this piece here, this valve cover, was porous. And oil literally came out of every facet of it. We sealed it, we did what we could. And we had to make a new one using 3D printing. This is one of the first items we 3D printed. Let me get that and show you what I'm talking about. This is the original valve cover. Now, when you look inside, you can see, first of all, the metal is just starting to flake off, all that porosity. As you see, we tried to coat it and seal it, but that all wore off. You go down the road, and literally oil would ooze out of every pore. We scanned this using our thorough arm and our Stratasys printer, and we're able to make another one. You can see it's all, as I said, it's all flaking. It looks good. It looks okay, but it's actually, every oil come out of every pore. So we made it first in plastic. And this is the great thing about 3D printing. You're not going to find this valve cover anywhere. Okay, so as you see, and we're able to seal it, and then we send it off to a pattern maker. Well, this is our pattern, I guess. We sent it off and had it made up in aluminum. Now there is 3D printing that actually does it in metal now, but that's not what we use. We want to do it first. We want to make sure it fit. We fitted it, ran it with the plastic cover on it just to see if it would fit, and it would work fine. And so we made a brand new one, which you cannot tell from the original. I mean, it copies every part of it. There's no casting numbers or anything on here, but if there were, it would have picked them up. And the cool thing about 3D printing is you can add extra material in areas where, you know, it might be susceptible to porosity or cracking or anything.
Huh.
Like that. So that was.
So that's 3D printed.
You know, when I first got this, we built the chassis first. And for about 2 years, I just drove the chassis around because people are fascinated to see the electrics. We put a glass window in it. But then what happened was, well, by the time we put the body and everything on, we couldn't show people that anymore. So I've got some pictures. Let me get those. Okay, here's some early pictures when we first got it. As you can see, a lot of rust and corrosion. The climate in Norway not conducive to saving cars. Here is the chassis before we obviously get it. There's that unit again that controls it.
Okay, so how much longer we got? That was fast. Doubles are done. Wow. Video's almost done. Okay, good.
Okay, here's the body. It was pretty much all there, but the wood just all rotted, as you can see. But you got the thing that people would hang a blanket or a lap robe there because cars didn't have heat, especially the back and open cars like that. So you'd wrap that around the blanket around there. Another shot of the body. Some of the original leather. It looks like it's good, but it's so brittle, you touched it and it fell apart. The firewall's not in yet there. These hold the top down. As you see, this is pretty rough.
Okay, guys, we're done for the day. I'll see you guys later.
Sitting in Norway for 50 years.
We're done. See you guys later.
Now, this is a brochure called the